Welcome back to They Did What? Your source for the internet's craziest, most entertaining stories, where I go with them, analyze them, and most certainly make fun of them. Today I'm going to be covering part 10 to what I consider to be the best story I've ever covered in this channel in terms of a long series, which is titled, While Wife Thought Her Affair Was Going Unnoticed, Husband Was Playing the Long Game Preparing for War. And a shout out to all the guys that let me know both on social media as well as email about this update. And guys, this update, you're going to see the soon-to-be ex is really starting to lose it. I predicted in the last video that sooner or later, as a last-ditch effort, she's going to end up probably in the hospital to get pity and all that. We're not there yet, but she's definitely going bananas here. And this guy, as per usual, is handling it in his usual sense of humor. And remember in the last episode, or episodes 8 and 9, that's where they met at the lawyer's office, and it was just a complete disaster for her. She got fired by her lawyer, and this guy's in a much better position. Well, here we are now, where her actions are definitely backing up. She's pretty much on her way to the loony bin pretty soon. No joke. So it continues on. He says here, so right off the bat, Emily is fine. She's at home resting. She's not a foaming at the mouth insane person who's drugged and in a mental health facility. Yet, dude, yet. She didn't try to off herself. She basically pulled a poison gas attack on our old neighborhood, but other than that, we are good. He says, I was reading at the Airbnb on Sunday around 6 p.m. when I got a call from my dad in Florida. He said that our old neighbors called him, and they thought that there was an electrical fire at our house, but then they saw that Emily was burning things on our old outdoor grill in the backyard. What the hell is she doing there? So I believe he inherited this house from his family. I believe that's the case. So obviously the old neighbors know his parents. They called him. And look who's there burning things there on the grill. So I called up Emily's mom and told her what was going on. And she thought that Emily was in her room. Apparently the whole family has been avoiding each other lately, so they didn't notice that she slipped out the door and drove away. I told them that Emily was at our old house burning things on the backyard grill. And he says it's a built-in thing. And that the neighbors were complaining, and they said that they'd come. I decided to go over there myself and call the police, the non-emergency phone number, of course, and told them that we have a small accident in the backyard, but everything's okay, and it's under control. I didn't want Emily arrested for her family's sake. She's already costing them a lot of money. I didn't need a whole jailbird thing to everything that we're going through. That's pretty nice of him, because he could have handled this in a different way. As to how she got in, yes, we did evict her, but the locks hadn't been changed yet. I thought my dad was going to arrange that, and my dad thought I was going to do it myself. I've since changed the locks myself. It's not difficult unless you're having to rehang the door, and that's a real SOB. Well, I got there before Emily's parents did, and the smell was awful. It was this sharp chemical smell, and it was no surprise that people thought it was an electrical fire. So obviously she's not cooking hamburgers and hot dogs on the grill. She's burning stuff. I ran to the kitchen and got the fire extinguisher from under the sink and scared the shit out of Emily by rushing out, shouting at her to get the F out of the way, and blasting the barbecue grill thoroughly with the extinguisher. She just sat there, surprised to see me, like setting a fire summoned me like Smokey the Bear. She was in the process of burning her designer wardrobe, her bags, a bunch of lingerie outfits, shoes, makeup, etc. On the freaking grill? Has she lost her well, either she has, and will use that as an excuse to get pity and not be accountable for her actions, or she's pretending to lose her mind. Really? If she didn't want that stuff, couldn't she just thrown it out? Or at least, sold it to somebody? But no, it's a whole symbolic thing. It's being burned away. Drama, drama, drama. It says here, adultery subreddit pro tip. Burning stuff that's not wood or food gives off a chemical smell that will choke the shit out of you. The grill smelled like a department store perfume counter that had gotten into a fist fight with a tire fire. Thanks, Emily. There was stuff piled up next to the grill in expensive boutique shopping bags. I shudder to think what kind of super fun sight my backyard would have turned into if she burned all that shit. Goon handled her around the side of the house to the front yard to escape the poison. I asked her what the holy hell was she thinking trying to burn my house down. I think he said the grill is like right against the house or something like that, which, by the way, it shouldn't be. You need to keep the grill away from the house, for heaven's sake. It occurred to me right then and there this was the first time we'd ever been alone since I had her served. She was a mess. No makeup, dark circles under her eyes. Her hair was up in a messy bun with one of those comically gigantic hair clips, and dressed in sweatpants. Not designer sweats, Walmart sweatpants. What will the neighbors think, Emily? Yeah, anyway. Again, she's losing it. She rushed forward and gave me a big hug, and I just stood there with my hands to my side looking away. After she got it out of her system, she told me that she was cleaning house and getting rid of everything that he touched. He says, "Get rid of yourself, Emily." She said to me that she was trying to make things right. I told her domestic you-know-what, and I can't say the word here because YouTube's crazy, is not going to get me into reconciliation. Yeah, she thinks destroying everything that she bought and that he touched and everything is going to fix everything, then throw it out. They donate it. Give it to somebody they'd like to have it. No, she has to go back to hit the house, trespass, burn it on the grill, start a potential fire. Idiot. She asked me what she could do, and she'll do anything. I told her that it's not fair for her to deliberately smash our marriage into pieces and then expect me to fix it, and that I couldn't even if I wanted to. I told her that she sacrificed our marriage for her business, and that it would be a slap in the face to me personally if she let it go belly up, so she needs to get back to work. I don't know if that registered with her. I really hope it did. So yeah, I think you mentioned that she hasn't been going to work. So obviously she's not there to run her business. I mean, I think she has employees, but she's harming her business, amongst many other things. And again, she thinks, what can you do to fix this? There's no fixing things. Well, she kept apologizing and pleading and asking me to give her a chance and that I won't have to do anything. She'll fix our marriage and she'll do all the work necessary. Given how you almost burnt down the house and you're burning all your handbags and shoes in the backyard grill, I'm not going to put a lot of stock in you trying to fix things. No thanks. I was giving her non-committal answers like, sounds good, we'll see, and I don't know about that, to keep her from doing anything crazy. And then I'm fucking full on crazy now. Well, the father-in-law and mother-in-law arrived, and we all had a nice chat about fire safety. Her parents are probably like, what now? Our daughter has lost it. I'm telling you, the next episode, it's her in the loony bin. Apparently, the father-in-law had found the credit card records and asked mother-in-law about it, and mother-in-law came clean. Mother-in-law and father-in-law had a big fight, and now the three of them are avoiding each other. Remember the last episode where his former mother-in-law, was keeping things a secret from the dad, and the dad was pissed off at the son not knowing the extent of what the daughter was doing? Now he knows. The truth's going to come out, He says, not my dumpster, not my fire. I told Emily she could help make amends through helping the women whose marriages she destroyed by writing the affidavit. She said she would. The father-in-law told me he would pay for the grill and any cleanup. I'm thinking, goddamn right you will, but I thanked him for his generosity. No, he doesn't need to pay for it. Emily can pay for it. And now, not to mention, apologize to the neighbors. Well, a police officer showed up, and he and his partner took a look around, and he told me that the grill was pretty much a goner, you think? And that we need to break up our little cell for the evening. Emily and her parents went home while she was swearing to make it all right. I just told her not to burn anything else, please, and get back to work. Make it all right. Well, fortunately, the poison gas from the grill didn't hit the house. I hosed down everything because the police officer told me that the fire extinguisher chemicals were corrosive. Really, no kidding. I grabbed the rest of Emily's stuff from the backyard and drove it to the thrift store after hours donation box and dumped it all in. So if you see a homeless woman with a Prada bag dressed in a garter belt and stockings, you're welcome. This guy's freaking hilarious. He ought to be doing this for a living. The other notable thing that happened is that my lawyer says that Emily's business is doing pretty well. She started turning a significant profit last August and September, so Emily can now afford all the psychiatric medicine that she can stuff in her mouth. Well, she's been so busy stuffing John's you-know-what in her mouth, I'm sure she has room to stick in all the medicine she needs. I didn't expect to be updating so soon, but I also didn't expect Emily to torch her lacy sins like some kind of dollar store Medea either, so here we are. And also, so that's the end of his update. It wasn't super long, but he also had some things in the comments, which I'll read in a second. But anyhow, Yeah, she's losing it, guys. I'm telling you now, the next couple episodes, she's going to be checked in. Or, God forbid, she's going to harm herself. I don't want anybody to harm themselves, but I'm telling you, I'm seeing where it's going. Last-ditch effort to get this guy to cave. I hope he doesn't. Now, he also says, in response to questions and all, he says, I felt a little sorry for her. I think she's still not taking accountability for what she did. She's never going to take accountability for what she did. Mother-in-law has been referring to what she did as prostitution to me in our talks, and I think that's what she's telling Emily too. And Emily's trying to magically somehow undo that. I think she just needs to get to the point that she accepts what she did and resolve to change. I don't think she's there yet. I don't think her pride would let her go there either. Well, no kidding, her pride wouldn't let her go there. He says, personally, I think that she's just upset at being outed as a sugar baby to her family. Before that, she was clinging to the coercion narrative. I hope she does take accountability, just because that's the only way she's going to change for the better as a person, which despite everything, I hope she does. Yeah, but most people don't take accountability. It's easier to blame everybody else for their problems than actually admit that you effed up, you were wrong, and then take actions to change. Most people aren't that way. I mean, I'm like any other betrayed spouse. I'm not above wishing that she ends up in a homeless, drug-addicted whore sometimes, but then I know that I've known her for half my life, and that despite everything, I still care what happens to her. I don't want to be part of her life, but I don't want her life to end just because I'm not in it. I get where he's coming from, but you can't tell me there isn't a part of him that's kind of cracking up, seeing how she's going the downward spiral after everything she's done. He says, whenever I start to feel sorry for her, I recall that she blew that a-hole and came up to me afterwards and kissed me with that mouth, then I'm cured. I'm starting to slip into indifference when it comes to Emily. Maybe she took accountability for all the earlier things that she did. That would be different, but she just kept hiding it and deny. There you go. Yeah, that's all he needs to do. Every time that he's starting to feel bad for her, just think of everything. And as he said, the time she came home and kissed him, but clearly she had been with that guy doing, you know what. With his you know what. But anyhow, guys, there you got it. I'm going to read a few comments here, because what's really cool is it isn't just you guys that enjoy these updates. It's also all the folks on Reddit. One guy says here, as if you need any additional leverage, trespassing and burning evidence in an ongoing legal proceeding is more than enough to get the contempt of your local court. That didn't even occur to me. She was burning all this stuff that was purchased, which makes her obviously look bad. Serious question, though, does Emily have ADHD? Her impulsive ways and almost complete inability to foresee very reasonable consequences to her actions suggest she might. No, dude, she's just a typical woman. I mean, it could also be narcissism or any number of things, but untreated ADHD manifests like this. To be honest, I have auctioned the bags and sold everything. I'd have auctioned all the bags and sold everything on Facebook Marketplace. Thigh-high stockings from Saks Fifth Avenue, only worn a few times by a prostitute, but otherwise in mint condition. Yeah, everybody always says what they would do in situations like that. This guy just wanted to get that stuff away. That's all he cared about. And it's not like he spent money on that. Another one, this guy says, your position of you ruin our marriage to improve your business, so focus on your business and don't let it end our marriage for nothing is great on so many levels. It gives her something productive to focus on that will help her move on and get out of this mental state that she's in right now. In the short term, she'll think focusing on the business is a way to win you back, so that is literally the only reply you have given her to her hundreds of how to reconcile requests over the past 2 months. As such, she will focus all her energy into that and away from inundating you. And if she succeeds, you might actually get paid for the items you put in the divorce. Well played. Yeah, anyway, so she focuses on her business. She can start improving that, bringing in more money, and that can help in the divorce proceedings and benefit him because, again, he helped contribute to that business, and it sounds like she was making more money than him. But if she lets it implode, then obviously he's not going to benefit financially from that. So anyhow, guys, there you go. That's the update. Not a huge one, but definitely an entertaining one. She's losing it. So, guys, keep an eye out for any updates. I'm sure there will be. There's going to be more updates, of course, because we're on episode 10. I wasn't kidding. We're going to be on episode 26 probably by the end of the summer. And I have my predictions, the way things are going to go. But I definitely think this guy's not going to fall for any desperate last-ditch efforts on her part to get him back. And there are going to be more, guaranteed. Alright, guys, that's it for today. Be sure to comment down below. Let me know what you think about this. And, guys, you find a good story you want me to cover, send it my way, strongsuccessfulmail@gmail.com. And if it's a good one, I'll definitely cover it. And be sure to like the video, share it with your friends, and subscribe. I'll catch you next time.